Hi, Eastside family. Welcome to another day of the Discover Jesus Challenge. Today we are going to be looking at chapter 11 of the book of John. And today is a little bit longer chapter than it was yesterday, but I don't think you're going to find it difficult to read because there is an amazing story in today's chapter. So we're going to be looking at the story of Lazarus, Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. So that's an awesome miracle, awesome story. And it's only in this chapter, in this book. It isn't talked about anywhere else in the Bible. So this is a unique story to John. And there's a lot of cool things that we can learn from this story. First of all, this is a story that really shows us the compassion of Jesus, his love for the people that he came to save. It's touching. It's an incredibly beautiful story. We also get to see Mary and Martha, the sisters of Lazarus, really just struggling with their faith, their belief. And they go to Jesus and say, you know what, we do believe. We believe that you could save our brother if you had come earlier. But there's just that question there of, do you believe that I can raise him from the dead? So awesome story, great stuff that we get to look at there. What I'd really like to focus on is actually at the end of this chapter. So as Jesus goes to see Lazarus, a couple things I want to point out. He waits a couple days when he hears that Lazarus is sick. In fact, he waits until Lazarus has died. And then he goes to see the family, which is really interesting. And he even says why. He says, so that God may be glorified. He wants to be able to show the power of God in this situation, and that God has all authority over death. So as we look in this chapter and as we kind of read through this story, one of the things that always hits me is actually after Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. And all of these Jewish people see this. They see what Jesus has done, and they cannot deny this amazing, powerful miracle that Jesus performs. So what I'd like to do is just read a little bit about their response. So starting in verse 45, it says, many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what he did, believed in him. But some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. So the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered the council and said, what are we to do? For this man performs many signs. If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe him, and the Romans will come and take away both our place and our nation. Very, very interesting, their response. They can't deny that what Jesus has done is powerful. And all throughout Jesus' ministry, we see that the Jewish people keep asking Jesus for a sign. Just show us a sign. Just show us. Show us that, prove to us that you are the Son of God, that you are this person that we have been waiting for. And here in this very chapter, we have an amazing sign. We have this miracle that cannot be refuted, that shows that he has supernatural power. Yes, that he is divine. He is the Son of God. And the response of the Pharisees isn't, wow, well, I guess we have to believe in him now. Instead, they say, wait a second, a lot of people are going to believe this. We need to shut him up. We need to stop him. Because the reality is they weren't looking for this kind of sign. They weren't looking for a king who would come and sacrifice himself for the world. They were looking for a different kind of king. They were looking for the wrong kind of king. They were so worried about their rights and their privileges of being free from the Romans, independent, their freedom, that they completely missed out on the freedom that Jesus was going to bring. They completely missed that Jesus came for the very purpose of freeing them from the bondage of sin. A much bigger freedom than what they could ever imagine. So in the end of this chapter, we see this cliffhanger. We see that the Pharisees are waiting for an opportunity to put Jesus to death. They want to end his ministry as quickly as possible. And we see that people are waiting in Jerusalem asking the question, is Jesus going to show up? If he's smart, he won't. He'll go run away and hide. But they are waiting and wondering what's going to happen. And that's where we're left off at the end of this chapter. This big cliffhanger as we get ready for a whole lot of action to happen in the coming chapters. So I hope you enjoy reading this chapter. I hope you enjoy reading this story. Take the time to really just soak it in. Take the time to really think about the compassion of Jesus, his purpose in raising Lazarus from the dead. What was he wanting to show people? How is he really reaching out to these people who are in mourning, who are suffering this loss? And also really just put yourself in the shoes of the people that are seeing this miracle. Would you believe? Is this something that you would have looked at and said, yeah, this is the Son of God? Or would you have been like the Pharisees? Would this have just really pushed those buttons and made you think, oh, am I ready to give up my rights? Am I ready to really follow a spiritual king? I was really hoping for a king that would come and save us from Rome. This isn't what I was expecting. So once again, we're looking at, are we ready to lay down our expectations? Do we really believe in this Jesus? And that's what the author John asks us to really ponder and to ask ourselves. So I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow for another chapter of John.